Can somebody please tell me what the hell is going on with the WWE? Have they totally lost their mind? Has Vince McMahon become totally incompetent? Does he even watch his own programming? Apparently he does not, because he would realize that his product looks like a piece of crap. A steaming pile of freaking manure. I mean, has everybody lost their mind? Yes, I know the company is on top, but just because it's on top doesn't mean it's putting out top-notch programming, because it is far from that. I mean, and the things they're doing are foolish. You let go of Mickie James. I mean, I know they did this whole stupid angle about her being fat when somebody needs to be clunked on her head because they're a damn fool. That girl was fine. She was a brick house. She was stacked for days. She had a booty, nice legs, just put together, just freaking fine. You know, if they're going to do a angle of her being fat, she's pretty freaking hot and tempting. That's what they should have went with. That's the angle. No, but they want to actually say that she was fat, like a hippo, a pig. They're out of their mind. What is the WWE trying to say to its female fans? That do they want all their women to look like freaking bean poles, huh? The skinny, anorexic? Do they want them to sit there and suffer from anorexia? Just go in the back, eat a little food, and throw it all back up? Is that what they want? I mean, no. She was fine. Mickie James was put together, you know, and she was great in the ring. She was a great wrestler. I mean, she is. I hope somebody picks her up and does something with her, man. She was talented. What a stupid thought to let Mickie James go. And you know what else? They're going to let go of Shelton Benjamin. That guy had so much damn talent in the ring, it was just unnatural. You know, very entertaining in the ring, always coming up with moves. You know, flying here, doing a move here. You know, that's one thing I liked about Shelton Benjamin. You know, you didn't have to worry about him putting somebody in a freaking armbar or a headlock for 15 minutes during a match. You know, he actually wrestled, unlike others. So what? He didn't have the best mic skills or charismatic personality. You know what they did for guys like that in the old days? They got them managers. People who would speak for them. Somebody that had a mouthpiece. You know, you're like somebody like Jim Cornette. Wonderful manager. One guy that could get out there and talk some shit. That's what you need. You get somebody like Shelton Benjamin, a manager. Hell, you know, I don't know, just throwing names out there. Hell, Chris Jericho would have been great. Somebody just to hang with, just to, you know, to build off of what Chris has, that ability to talk shit, you know. That's all you need to do. Get Chris, you know, get Shelton Benjamin somebody as a great mouthpiece. Simple. But no, they decide to let him go. Stupid. Beyond idiotic. It's just foolish. A talent like that, because you don't know what to do with them. What do their writers do? What does the WWE's writers do? I mean, like, do they only write stuff for John Cena, and Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton? You know what I mean? Because they totally, like, they don't know what to do with Kofi. They're just totally screwing them over. Oh, and by the way, they let go of Mike Knox. I mean, I'm not surprised they let go of Mike Knox, but you know what? If you got somebody like that and you just can't figure out what to do with them, then you need to really talk to your freaking writers. You know, what happened to their creativity? I mean, these writers can certainly write something for these celebrity guest hosts that come on their show. They always got some corny, stupid angle involving something around one of their movies or products that they're trying to shove down your throat. But they can't do anything for any of their lower talent. They can't do anything for Carlito. I mean, how the hell can you not figure anything out to do with Carlito? A very talented wrestler you got there. Their writers just suck. You know, and they're doing all this whole PG thing, and it's really hurting everything. I mean, like, this PG level is just so undermining everybody's intelligence. A 5-year-old would be disgusted with the WWE's product. Their tag team division is pretty much non-existent. Who cares about any of the freaking... Who cares about the tag team titles right now? It's a joke. You know, I remember back in the day where you had the tag team titles were just as prestigious as the heavyweight title. Well, almost. It was up there. It's like, you know, you really cared about who held those belts. Where the people had those belts around them, it was just full of pride. Like, you ain't gonna get these belts, man. We will kick your ass. You know, that type of attitude. Those belts were, you know, people would, like, you know, ride or die to get those freaking belts. These days, it's just a joke. They don't really have any tag teams. They're breaking everybody up. You know, they're just slapping anybody together, putting together piss-poor combinations. Oh, man, the WWE, do they just not get it anymore? Have they just totally lost touch? Well, I mean, what can you say? What else have they screwed up? You know, another thing. They're really pissing on the wrestlers. You're telling me that you can have all these celebrity guest hosts come out there and advertise their movies and products or whatever, but you won't give your wrestlers any breathing room to do a movie on their own. You know, that's not attached to the WWE. You know, let them get out there a little. Let them enjoy their life. You know, if they're able to do movies here and there, that advertises for your product in itself. People will recognize, oh, he's on this show. You know, maybe I'd like to tune in and see how he's doing now, or how she's doing there. If a wrestler if a female wrestler or somebody wants to sing, let them sing. You know, you're totally running them away. You know, just give them some freedom. And you know what? If they take a little time off and gone, then if you have creative writers, your writers can actually take somebody else and move them on up and let them get some shine in that company. How hard is it to figure that out? You got all these wrestlers, but you just totally neglecting a majority of them and only putting like 4 or 5 in everybody's faces, man. I remember back in the days of WCW when even you had your upper card, your middle card, and your lower card, they generally all had rivalries or grudges. There was always storylines going. They always kept you interested in something. And now all they do is take these wrestlers and they feed them out there, feed them out there, feed them out. They get squashed by the 5 you have on top. That's all they do anymore. You know what? People, regardless, like Dolph Ziggler. I like Dolph Ziggler. You know, I see they're trying to do something with him, but they need to do that with more wrestlers like Carlito. You can always do stuff like that. One minute you see somebody on the show, then they're gone. I like Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder has potential, but you know what? They put him on that Superstars, and that's pretty much all you see him. But he can do more. He's talented. You know, at first I was scared about his gimmick, but you know what? He stepped it up, and he's become better. But now, you know what? They don't really do anything. They don't know what to do. They're doing this whole thing with Edge, and I complained about this before. You know, I like Edge. Don't get me wrong. I do. But that spear is not that devastating. The spear, the spear, the spear, the spear, the spear. Yes, I see him hit Chris Jericho's little protege right there with his devastating spear hug thing, and just staring at the freaking fence like he done did something that was totally like mind-blowing, devastating. That spear doesn't have it like that. Never will. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. It's just not that devastating. I'm gonna leave Edge alone. I do like Edge. It's just that spear is not like that. It's not Bill Goldberg. He's not Rhino. It's just not happening. WWE. Like I said, folks, they just don't get it. I really like to hear any of y'all thoughts or suggestions. Is there anything in that company that they've done that's really ticked you off? Now, I noticed something else that kind of got to me. This whole thing with, gosh, I just totally forgot their names, and that's how bad it is. But with Layla and that one blonde chick. See, that's how bad. Where they're trying to make them like the beautiful people now. I mean, like, they can't do it, alright? They're never going to be like how the beautiful people float. Beautiful people do fantastic promos, in my opinion. And these girls just don't get it. But hey, Layla, I like you, girl. Anytime you need a good man, I'm here for you. With your fine self. Oh, sorry. Layla's fine. I'm sorry. She is fine. You know. Damn. I told you this. You know, she is fine. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Y'all folks, just let me know any thoughts you have about the show. Stuff you like to see improve. who you like to see get more spotlight. I'm done. Peace out.